When people talk about fixing their accent, they often feel a little embarrassed. Like having an accent is something bad, something to hide. But let me tell you something. Your accent is not something to be ashamed of. It's part of your story. It's a sign that you're brave enough to learn another language, that you're trying, growing, pushing yourself. And that's powerful. But at the same time, it's totally okay to want to sound clearer, to be better understood, to feel more confident when you speak. And yes, you absolutely can improve your accent. You can fix it. You can sound smoother, more natural, more fluent. And today, we're going to talk about the best way to do that. Now, let's start with this simple idea. If you want to sound like a native speaker, you have to listen like one. That's right. The first and most powerful step is listening. But not just any kind of listening, active listening. What does that mean? It means you don't just let English go in one ear and out the other. You listen carefully. You notice how words are said. You focus on the little things, how the speaker moves from one word to the next, how they stress certain syllables, how their voice goes up and down. That's where the music of English lives. Not in the grammar books, not in the vocabulary lists, but in the sound, in the flow. So find a voice you like. Maybe it's an actor, a YouTuber, a podcast host, someone who speaks clearly and naturally. Then listen to them every day. Not just for fun. Listen like you're studying their voice. Because in a way, you are. Next comes the magic part, mimicking. This is where real change begins. Mimicking means you repeat what you hear, but not just the words. You copy the exact way they say it. The sound, the rhythm, the feeling. You become the speaker's echo. For example, let's say you hear someone say, "I can't believe it's already Friday." Don't just repeat the words. Repeat the way they said it. Did their voice rise on Friday? Did they say can't or can? Did they link the words together like, "I can't believe it's already Friday"? Try to copy that. At first, it will feel weird. Your tongue won't want to move that way. Your mouth will resist. That's okay. Keep going. Your brain is learning. Your muscles are learning. And over time, it will start to feel easier. This is the same method actors use when they learn accents for movie roles. They don't study from a textbook. They listen, mimic, and repeat until it becomes automatic. But here's something most learners miss. Fixing your accent isn't just about the way you pronounce words. It's also about how you connect words. This is called linking. Native speakers don't speak word by word. They connect everything. Instead of "what are you doing?" they say, "what you doing?" Instead of "do you want to go?" they say, "do you want to go?" If you speak word by word, it sounds robotic. But if you start connecting, your accent suddenly sounds more relaxed, more natural. So how do you practice linking? Start small. Take one sentence. Say it slowly, word by word. Then try to say it faster, linking the words together. Focus on the flow, not perfection. Here's a fun trick. Record yourself. Yes, really. Take a sentence, say it into your phone, then listen back. Compare it to a native speaker saying the same thing. What sounds different? What sounds off? Then try again. And again. This is like a mirror for your voice. And it's one of the fastest ways to hear your progress. Now let's talk about stress and intonation. This is where English really starts to sound like English. In every English sentence, some words are stressed more than others. Usually the important words, like nouns, verbs, adjectives, get the stress. The smaller words, like a, the, to, of, are softer. If you stress the wrong words, your sentence sounds strange, even if your pronunciation is perfect. But if you stress the right words, your accent sounds instantly better. For example, try this. I didn't say he stole the money. Now, try stressing different words. I didn't say he stole the money. I didn't say he stole the money. I didn't say he stole the money. Each one has a different meaning, right? That's the power of stress and intonation. And native speakers do this automatically. So if you want to sound more native, This is something you can't ignore. One way to practice this is by exaggerating. Yes, be dramatic. Read a sentence like you're acting. Make the stressed words really loud. Make your voice go up and down. It may feel silly, but it works. You're training your brain and your mouth at the same time. Now let's talk about muscle memory. Your accent lives in your mouth, in your tongue, in your jaw. If your first language uses different mouth movements, your English will reflect that. That's not a bad thing, it's just how speech works. But it also means you can train your mouth. One technique is called the pencil method. Put a pencil between your teeth and try saying a sentence. It's hard, right? Your mouth has to work harder. But when you take the pencil out and say the sentence again, it feels easier, clearer. That's because you're building strength in the muscles you need for English sounds. Another way is tongue twisters. Say them slowly at first, then faster, then faster. Tongue twisters are like a gym for your accent. Now I want to remind you of something important. Your goal is not to sound perfect. Your goal is to be clear, confident, and comfortable. If people understand you, if you feel good when you speak, that's a success. And honestly, most native speakers don't care about your accent. They care about communication. They care about connection. So don't chase perfection. Chase progress. And please, don't be ashamed of your voice. Every time you speak English, you're doing something brave. You're stepping into another language, another world. That's something to be proud of. So let's go back to what really works. The best way to fix your accent is to build a daily habit. Just 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes of listening, mimicking, shadowing, exaggerating, recording. You don't need 2 hours. You need consistency. Pick one sentence, repeat it 20 times. Record it. Listen. Adjust. Do it again tomorrow with a new sentence. Make it part of your routine, like brushing your teeth, like stretching. And soon, your accent will start to change. Not overnight, but faster than you think. And one day, you'll speak English and someone will say, "Wow, where did you learn to speak so well?" And you'll smile because you'll know how hard you worked. You'll know it wasn't magic. It was your daily practice, your focus, your effort. And one day you'll speak English and someone will say, "Wow, where did you learn to speak so well?" And you'll smile because you'll know how hard you worked. You'll know it wasn't magic. It was your daily practice, your focus, your effort. But here's the thing. They won't see all the small moments. The early mornings when you practiced alone in your room. The evenings when you repeated one sentence 20 times until it sounded right. The times you recorded your voice, listened, and felt a little frustrated, but didn't quit. The times you spoke even when you felt nervous, even when you knew your accent wasn't perfect yet. They won't see those things, but you'll remember every one of them. And that's what will make your success even more meaningful. You see, fixing your accent is not about becoming someone else. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about becoming the best version of yourself in English. It's about being understood clearly. It's about feeling proud when you speak. It's about communicating your ideas with confidence. Let's be real, some days it'll feel hard. You'll have moments where you think, "I'm not improving. My voice still sounds the same." But I promise you, if you stay consistent, your progress will sneak up on you. One day you'll suddenly hear a difference. A sentence will come out smoother. A sound that used to be difficult will feel natural, and you'll realize something's changing. Now let's talk about variety. If you really want to fix your accent, don't just stick with one voice. Expose yourself to different accents. British, American, Australian, Canadian. Every one of them has something unique to teach you. You don't have to copy them all, but hearing different styles will sharpen your ear. It'll help you become more flexible, and you'll start choosing the patterns that feel best for you. Think of it like music. If you only listen to one genre, your rhythm stays the same. But if you explore, your sense of timing, tone, and melody grows. It's the same with speaking. The more you listen, the more options you have, and the more your own voice develops. Another helpful practice? Talk to yourself out loud every day. I know, it sounds silly, but it works. When you speak out loud, your brain has to make decisions quickly. You're training your muscles, your memory, and your confidence all at the same time. And guess what? No one is judging you. You're free to make mistakes, repeat sentences, and play with sounds until they feel right. Here's an easy habit to try. Every time you do something routine, narrate it in English. Brushing your teeth? I'm brushing my teeth now. The water's cold today. Making coffee? I love the smell of fresh coffee in the morning. These small moments add up. They're low pressure, but they give your mouth and brain daily training. And don't forget about emotion. If you speak with no feeling, your voice sounds flat. And flat voices don't sound natural. But if you speak with energy, with warmth, with personality, your voice becomes magnetic. Accent isn't just about sound, it's about attitude. When you speak with emotion, people listen differently. Subscribe.